Members of BFW, what is up? This is Pepto-Bismol casting you only the greatest hits from our war versus Com Viet Quan, aka Vietnamese Clan. I mean, look at the numbers, team. I'm not going to lie, I feel pretty responsible for this one. We can go through how things kind of shook out at the end, kind of review those hits a little bit. But, I think it's important to remember that, everything we did put us in a very solid, winnable position. We can't expect the 50-50 shots to go our way every time, but it would be nice if it would have been nice if we converted on that one, especially with the double loot bonus. So, I think there were a lot of opportunities for us. Again, we can't get complacent. You got to expect the surge. And, I'm not going to lie, though, it hurt. So here we go, taking a look at My Han coming up against Zero Grind. Let's see how they put this one away. So, always good. So, I like Zero Grind's base a lot. He's got Channeled Infernos. He's got the weird triple Expo thing. This is a base design that, we've seen multiple times. Kind of looks like a spaceship, actually. It's pretty legit. And, I've been wanting to feature this base for a while because I've run into problems with it. So let's see what he does. So it looks like he's got a pretty spread out bowler walk. Looks like he doesn't even bother with a queen walk. He just swings right into it. And then, ends up going with the freeze. So, I think we're going to see some balance changes with the freeze, but still definitely has some power. And I think it's going to be even more powerful. So again, very timely with the freeze. Keeps his king up. Ends up just rolling on through. And I think that's kind of what we got to keep in mind. The witches are there. He goes with a 6 healer, 20 bowler loadout, so that's also something that I would keep in mind. And ends up using giants as tanks. So, not a bad setup. A pretty good play all around by My Han. He seemed to be their all-star. Moving down through the line. So here's where I really thought we had it. Ryan coming up with a big star on Boo, and right here, I mean, this is when we all thought that we had this one. We saw My Han with the hit, but let's go ahead and give this one to Ryan, who's been basically so solid, so consistent, dropping a Boo right on this guy's face. And yeah, so, I think this is a big feature of a lot of the bases. Again, we see the channeled Inferno Towers, or, channeling around the Inferno Towers, ISO Inferno, as it were. He gets some great rage, great jump placement. I really like his jump placement there. Whenever you see one of those quad boxes, you can just rip it apart. So, again, keeps the bowlers flowing, double jump, and his rage is just 1, 2, 3. I think he's, it doesn't look like he was anticipating those giant bombs at all, but he was just able to mitigate the play. And I think that's really because his Grand Warden was there. He popped the book through a couple of them. Then he was able to rage through the rest. So just accounting well for the giant bombs, which usually eat up the bowlers. As we talked about, Ryan just checking all the boxes. CC, check. Raging through the giant bombs, check. Keep the queen up, check. Boom. And that's great. And I think the nice spin, the advanced strategic spin that Ryan puts on there is he prefers double jump. He had his path plotted out before the attack went down, so he did a great job overall. Igor on Boo, that was a close one. Again, Igor really, really hitting up there. But let's take a look. This is the hit that really put us in the game. So this is Thomas versus Bohuvo. It behooves him to get wrecked. So Queen Warden walk, and this is the Mega Miner hit that we're really seeing a lot more of. I'm not going to play that hit back with Big T at the end. It's just too painful for me to watch too. I think it's a little painful for all of us. But that's a hit where things don't really go the miner's way, right? So if you lose your miner stack, things fall apart really quickly. And if you don't take out a couple key structures, i.e. the Inferno Towers or other high HP troops, and the miners get hung up on a couple different things, then, what we're going to see is that you're going to go downhill real quick. So Thomas with a very heads-up magic book. I think it's an interesting use of it. You know, the queen probably got away from him a little bit there. You know, I tend to get interrupted at work a lot, and that's probably what happened to him. But I want you guys to pay attention to the way he uses his rage and his heal spells here. Alternates them really nicely and has a good feel for when he needs to use the rage versus when he needs to use the heal, right? So if you have a high HP building, you want to rage through it, and then you can rage and also use the healers. I think his placement on that rage spell, he's thinking forward, and he doesn't want to use the healer heal on the miners. He wants to actually use the heal spell on the miners. So that's totally fine. But you can, you know, always consider playing the rage with the healers in mind. And so looks like most of his miners cut to the bottom, and I didn't actually see when they flipped. It's so hard to keep track of them sometimes, but he's got a big stack, right? So as long as his stack stays together, the miners are virtually indestructible. So he's got a huge stack, they all pop up, and then boom, building goes down. Then they all pop down, then they pop up again, boom. Minimize the time that they're taking damage. He looks like he lost a lot of healers there to attrition, and so, or to a little bit of pathing, and so that's why his queen went down. But he was able to basically take out all the air defenses, and then, you know, at that point the healers with his forces are just dominating, right? So this setup, what you see is that you have a couple different outs. So if your healers go down, your miners and your spells should be enough to power through the remaining boxes. Or flip side, you know, let's say you don't have a ton of miners. If your healers are still alive and they've taken out all the air defenses, then you still have more than enough juice. And what we see here is that, you know, it's a beautiful miner hit. I like his bowler stack in the CC. You know, this is something that we could definitely replicate with reasonable success, because again, you know, miners ignoring walls allows you to really penetrate those compartments effectively. So this is a hit. Oh god, this is rough. I gotta watch it though. I think, you know, this is basically where we lost the war, right? I hit him, he couldn't hit, you know, I hit him and I failed, he hit me and he 3-starred me, and, you know, if we had that extra percent, we would have had it. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you, I've been off my game. I've been off my game on Clash Royale too, just giving away wins left and right. But this one, you know, this one really should have been, you know, if not an easy 3-star, like a reasonable 3-star. So here we go. You know, I get what I want here in terms of the wall breakers, and I get the bowlers. I think they just, you know, flummoxed me. I mean, I can't say how my bowler stack got roasted. It must have been some giant bombs, but man, so when they flipped right here, that's really where it hurt, because my healers focused on the wizards, and then my bowler stack split, and so I was basically left holding the bag, you know, with these wizards that were stuck in the middle doing nothing, where the bowlers had split and then were basically getting pounded. And so I think the jump spell also kind of expired in the middle, so that was kind of poor timing. And then my wizards got trapped, and then the healers got picked up on them. So I think a lot of things, there were a lot of small things that went wrong, but ultimately what you see is that a lot of small things going wrong equals, you know, getting wrecked. And I just didn't have the juice. You know, I played the wizard. I did the best I could. You know, I think I had a winning equation here at the end, but it's these 50-50 shots, you know, that a lot of us have been seeing. I mean, I think we're playing very, very effectively. Our strategies are sound, you know, and then we just run out of time at the end because we end up with a winning equation, say like a queen versus like a small box, but we're unable to complete because we run out of time. And so it just hurts. But speaking of hits that really don't need any time at all, Halby's been cultivating what he calls the Falcon hit, Falcon Punch, for all you guys who are Melee fans out there. Definitely not Falcon Kick. I will fight you. And so, you know, I think I'm just going to have to watch these. I haven't previewed these at all, and we're just going to have to break it down. So there we go. He's got an ISO King with a little whiz, going with a standard Queen Walk, and then, interesting, So he spreads out the Valks, and it looks like the purpose of the Valks is to tank for the bowlers. So he swings right into that Inferno Tower. He's gonna pick that up for sure. Then he gets healers. So I guess it was just King Queen funnel. Yeah, King Queen funnel into the middle. Let's see how this is doing. I like the heals here. You know, again, Inferno Towers took the big nerf. They don't negate heals anymore. A little bit off on that rage spell. And so we see that the hit actually gives you a fair amount of chill time. And then kind of like is okay with that heal. It's decent. Not as good as you would have wanted. Wow. All right. So here we see Halby missing 2 spells, you know, like kind of 75% missing 2 spell deployments and still dominating. That is great news. So, you know, Valk Bowler is a thing. I mean, Valk Bowler with a little bit of hog action totally plays. And so there we go. If you get the box at the end, you can just swing in with the hogs. You know, I think with this hit is all about the spell placement, right? So, well, first, I mean, let me take that back. Let's do checkboxes on this hit. So number 1, create the funnel, uses the heroes to create the funnel. Number 2, has very solid deployment of his troops, Valks in front, Volors in the back. So everything is DPS and everything is kind of tanking. It's like kind of a hybrid hit. It's really nice. He doesn't need to transition his healers off from his queen onto his main army. And wow, yeah, that was nice. That was nice. Here I just dunked on number 8. We don't need to watch that. Where's Halby's other hit? Let's go find Halby's second hit here. Oh, here we go. Oh, yeah, Halby going up against my Han. Taking down the beast up top. So, yeah, here we go. Falcon hit again. Let's watch him set this funnel. All right. And so he's, I guess... Yeah, he's gonna swing into this. He's gonna swing into the town hall. That makes sense. All right, so big funnel, and you can actually. It looks like you can actually create a wide funnel, right? So, you know, your king is just really not that necessary in this hit. So just use it to take out as many peripheral buildings with wizards as you can. So there we go. Halby creating a decent funnel, and then looks like he's just gonna power through and swing right into that eagle. Okay, here we go. Eagle pops open. And then he gets his bowlers down. Valk's coming in. Now, the Valk stack is going to be highly vulnerable to the Eagle Artillery, but, wow, that was actually pretty good. So the rage and speed of the Valks completely befuddled that Eagle Artillery, and now they are in range and going to town on it. Stop, drop, kaboom. All right, so there goes the Eagle Artillery. And again, the Eagle has a minimum range, so it will reacquire targets if you get inside its range. So just be mindful of that because it's fucked me over a couple times when I wasn't planning it. And here we go. He swings in with the hogs early, anticipating because he's not going for a 3-star. Looks like he popped his book too. Again, I think that's totally fine book timing. I mean, all in all, he gets a little lucky on this hit, but also you saw that the planning was there. You know, he had the planning. He went into the short-sighted eagle. He didn't really have to account for the town hall that much. I'm sorry, the CC troops that much. And then he really picks up a big win. So I think the key to this is not to stack your Valks, right? The Valk stack is highly vulnerable to AoE. And so I think the Falcon hit functions best when your Valks are spread and running around, pinging between buildings, and not putting themselves in that vulnerable stack. Same thing with the bowlers. I mean, with bowlers it's so much harder because they're slow, and as a result of their slowness, they tend to stack up like that. So, that's what makes it a little more challenging. I mean, I don't know if you guys want to flagellate ourselves a little bit more, we can take a look at some of these hits and see what we could have done differently. Let's see here. Yeah, oh, God, it was my hit on Chicken King. Goddamn Chicken King, man. Ugh. Talk about Vietnam, dude. Chicken King was like my Vietnam. All right, PBR Destroyer, man. What you got? Is this a minor? Oh, no, this is... Oh, interesting. Queenwalk Govawi, as it were. By the way, it's kind of like an older naming convention just to go with like the first 2 letters of units. There was this one dude who used Valks giants and wizards, and basically it came out to a Vajuwi. And if he had put a couple witches in there, it would have been a Vajuwiwi. So if any of you guys can get a reasonable 3-star with a Vajuwiwi, I will just forgo the entire clan, the entire recap, and we'll just basically watch your hit over and over again while I drop Chuck Norris jokes. So I want to see it. I want to see that Vajuwiwi out there. I believe in you. Here's Igor. I'm just going to rip through a couple of these hits so we can feature some folks down at the bottom. Igor showing off some nice touch. He's got a good queen walk. Note his placement of the queen as he slams right into that air defense. So he plays that pathing perfectly. Again, here he goes. I think he's like attacked this base multiple times and done the same thing. Yeah, this is a very similar, man. Igor just loves coming in from the top. Comes in from the top. He's got his golem, his bowlers and his witches. Rips through the base. Spell placement is perfect. Igor and Ryan using a very similar kind of deployment there. Absolutely perfect with the double jumps. And, this guy's bomb placement was terrible, so fuck Tinka. But, again, Igor coming away with a clean win. Good stuff there. All right, KB. KB Toys. I think you went out of business, actually. Anyway, not going minor, going with the air. Very interesting. So Konar Blood, is kind of stretching his legs here, going for different looks. Here we go with the CC pull, and boom. All right, bowler's coming in. Let's see how he transitions. Ooh, transitions poorly. Okay, plays a second wave of bowlers, thank God, and then they transition well. Yeah, so I think it's basically going to come down to the jump spells there. The wall breakers definitely play a role. It's always a little bit scary when the end point of the bowlers is kind of far away from the healers, but played it well. I don't know if the base was scouted, but he swung in from the side where there weren't all the giant bombs, so he was able to get, he had a little bit of time in the beginning. And of course, KB, our local master of the, oh god, Lieutenant Dan, just dunking on this guy, just dunking on Tin Lin. Tin Lin, let's get it, man. All right, Lieutenant Dan. I think that's pretty much all the drama that we're going to see for this hit. How does he mitigate the CC? Is it even worth it to put money into these CC troops? Anyway, Lieutenant Dan powering through, playing dragons, playing his Lava Hound, punching that base. I didn't see any Tesla. I didn't see anything else. So, well done, Lieutenant Dan. I saw someone making some jokes about him getting upgraded to Captain Dan. That's pretty great, but we already have a Captain at 2-star, so we'll have to see if they fight it out. These guys, oof. Looks like all these dudes are not going to be able to upgrade to Town Hall 12 because they have all their buildings jacked up. So Supercell really putting the kibosh on these engineered bases. Wow. I guess it's been a huge issue, I've been wondering to see how they respond. They usually do a very good job of this. And pretty hilarious that with Town Hall 12, you have to build every single building previously. So these manicured bases are about to get hosed so hard. And I think what we're going to see is that, it may be an all-out rush to 12. I think that the people who are going to be power farming, power leveling, that's what they want. They want you to get big money. They want you to generate big money on these clan games and these other things. Look at this clan, right? Like, at the bottom, it's all these weird-ass bases. This is so rageable. Yeah, V-Dog is just going to put it in this dude's butt. Look at the clan CC troops. He's got a nice baby dragon. Again, still, Igor showing nice touch, even though this is like a poo-poo base that he can just rip through. So Badao 1 is going to have trouble. Tin Lin's going to have trouble once this update drops. You got to respect the Asian clans, man. They're really good at gaming. They're organized. Everyone's got a freaking cell phone. They're all playing this shit. And, here we are we're struggling to keep our membership going. Anyway, it was a tough war, but I think we learned a ton, and I think it set us up nicely for this sweet victory versus Azkal, which is coming up soon. Forgot to say the words, Hail Lord Bear, hail the great leader, He is eternal, and his will shall be done through the glory of BFW. But anyway, good hunting. Pepto out.